Today, I want to show you guys how I edited this image from this to this, and everything that I did with this image took me under 5 minutes. If I were to do this manually to edit this image and add all these elements to it, it will probably take me maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's a long time. Look at the significant amount of time within 2 hours to 5 minutes. Is just mind-blowing and it's amazing. So today I will head over to my desktop and show you guys how I edited this image. But when I come back after we finish that process of editing, which will take a few minutes, it should be less than more than 3 or 4 minutes. And once we get back, I want to talk about the effect and the impact of AI on our industry, on your industry, wherever industry you're working in. We're gonna have a conversation about that. So without any further ado, I want us to head over to my desktop while I show you how we edited this image. All right, this is the original image that I took. I used my Sony a7 IV, like I said, and I used my Sony 50 f1.2. I used Sigma 85 f1.4, and I also used the 135 f1.8. Now, like I said, this is the original image, and on this side of the image there was a light just to lit up, separate the subject from the background, and there was another light on this side, just that this illuminated the face. You guys can see there's a light here and there's a light here, so I'm using 2 light right here. And so what I want to say is that this picture looks good already. Like, I can just post this picture like this and I think it's not bad, it's good. But however you want to sometimes just add some element to your image and make it look better. And this is where I said I think it's important in the way we use this AI, using it as a tool, and see whether it is necessary to add anything to a particular image or just leave the image as it is, because there's some particular image that you just want it to be as it is. You don't want to add an extra element to that particular image. Now let's go to the final image. So how have I done this? The first thing that I did was I kind of I expanded the image, and I used AI as well, and it was able to do that. It was able to expand the image for me. So like you guys can see, the length and the width of this image is still so tight here, and right here it looks more wider and all that. And that is how I was able to do that, and I can show you that quickly. I will not be showing you each one, but let me just show you that, for instance. And what I did was I'm going to click on this right here, this one, and usually I do this for like Instagram feed, because usually when we take pictures, some of the pictures will not fit into like Instagram and stuff like that, and to be able to fit in there, you need to resize the image to make sure they fit in there. Now this is the image to fit into I'll say some like Instagram and all that. I can even still enlarge it more and just make it bigger, right? And I'm going to show you right in a minute. And so what I did was, let me just quickly then come here. I'm going to come here right now. So we have this image right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to show you guys one. And so right, I did that, and then I will just click on this generative fill. And one thing I need to explain is that this software is still in beta version, so it's not in the full version of the Photoshop at the moment. So it's just for people to test, and later on it will come into the full version. But right now it's just in the beta version. I think they're just testing it to see how what people feel about it, what people think, how it's helping people, and they get feedback, and then they know areas to improve on before they do the final version. So let me just say generate fill, because all I wanted to do is just to think about what I want, and what I want is for the image to stretch and still look the same. And so let's look at what it's going to do, and you guys look at the seconds it's going to take. It's being able to expand it a little more, and so let's do that. Let's do another one. So I'm going to do it on this side again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take I think that's too much. So let me just do I'm just going to do that, and Okay, let's click on that and do the generate fill again. So it's going to take a few seconds. I will say, depending on your computer, it should be between, I'll say 15 and 30 seconds. It should be all done. If you have a very fast system processor, probably I'll say people are saying between maybe 15 seconds max. So I'll just keep doing it. You can do it as many times as you desire, just to make sure. So I'm just showing you guys. So I'm just going to stop at that because that's how I was able to expand. I'm just showing you guys how I was able to expand the image than what it was before. And what I want you guys to see is that it still keeps the image in shape and in form, like everything looks like it was real. And this is mind-blowing. And you guys can see, okay, I'm happy with this right now. I can just crop it, I can just crop this image right now and say, I'm happy with what I have. I just want to show you. So I'm going to crop this image. I can do that, but I don't want to go through that. But this is the image that we have right here now, right? And so what I'm going to do right now is show you guys each layer. So the first one was so what I did, first of all, I added the dog to it, and then I added this light to it. So what you need to do is that you need to prompt. There's a prompt here, as you guys can see. You need to type in what you want in the image. So I think I will show you an example by going to, you guys can see what I did here. I said create light. You guys can see here the prompt here. It says create a burst of light shining through the tree within the selected area. So normally what you would do is that I use this. So let me show you guys another one. So this one I say create an array of light. This is when I was trying to get the light, and it's going to give you options of light to choose from. And if you don't like them, create generate again. It will go over again and generate another set again. But what I want to do is I want to add something to it. So let me just show you an example. So let's just I think, all right, maybe you're not on this side, maybe on this side I'm going to add, maybe it's just to create a balloon. So just to give you an example, so now I'm going to write create a birthday balloon. Let's see what it's going to do. Sorry, I'm going to write it balloon. Okay, so let's just see what it's going to give us now. I'm putting that cycle there just to say, okay, this is where I want it to be. So let's see what it's going to do. It's taking time to see. It's going to generate something for us, and let's see whether we are going to like what it's generating. And if I don't like it, all I need to do is to do what you guys can see. It created a balloon. And one thing I want you guys to notice is it also added light to here, because it knows, the AI knows that the light is coming from this direction into the face of this subject. And this is just mind-blowing. This is something that normally is hard to create. Now let's look at other option that is giving us. He also gave us this birthday, giving us that, and another one here, right here. Now these are options. If I don't want them, I can generate another one. For instance, let me click generate again. Say maybe I don't like all these ones, and I'm going to click again. It will continue to generate, right? It will continue to generate, which is something that is so amazing as well. And you guys can see generating another something right here. I mean, you just have to think about, okay, do I like that? I don't like that. So it depends on how good you're able to construct your English and write what you want, and make sure that you put maybe your comma, punctuation marks, make sure you get them right, you put them rightly, and it's just going to generate them for you. And the good thing about all this is that they are using their stock. Now Adobe is using their own stock. So when they finish the final version, you can use it for what you like and without getting any kind of fine or any issue with the law, because if you pay for their monthly fee, you are eligible to use these things because obviously you are paying for it. But there are also other AI companies that are doing similar things, but they are not using their stock. They're just getting images from the internet and using them. That could create some issues, especially if you are a professional photographer and use such images as somebody owns property. It could lead to any legal issue and all that. So this also gives you a kind of a rest of mind and all that. And so I'm just showing you guys so you can go on and start creating different stuff that you want. Yeah, so I think I'm just showing you guys, and I think we don't want to go overboard, and like I said, we don't do too much over all these things. And yeah, you can just go ahead and do it, do what you want, add something to it. We'll show you guys another image. So just before we go, here is another image right here. It's taking time to kind of get there, but an idea is also this is another one. So this is the original image, and here is the final image. All I want to say is you see, like I said, you also have to be creative with the kind of element that you're adding, right? Everything right here was added to it. I've shown you guys the original image, right? But this reflection, this old river was added to it, the dogs were added to it, the balloons were added to it, and so everything the light here were added to it, and I expand this also a little bit, and this added different layers. You can keep generating as much as you want. I have stopped here, but you can say no, I still want to add something to it. That's where I say you need to know when to stop, and also you need to know when to use it, and don't go overboard over it. So this is just my take, because I've been using it for the past few weeks just to try it out, to see how it works and different stuff. And I've been so impressed and blown away with it. And at the same time that I love how it makes my job easier, at the same time I'm also sad, because this is not something I'm happy that is just generating anything, because I feel like everybody would just go overboard with it. We just start using it, but that is not the idea for this process of using this particular tool. So yeah, that is all I want to show you guys in this aspect. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to head over and I'm going to just talk about the benefit of this AI and the negative impact of the AI of the AI. We're going to end it there. So right, okay, let's go over right now. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy that editing aspect. Now, you guys can see that everything was created so easy and so fast. Depending on the computer that you're using, I mean, it will still be quick and fast. Within, no matter the kind of computer you're using, you should be able to get at least generating one layer within 1 minute, which will still save you a significant amount of time editing. Editing is something that really affects a lot of photographers. I mean, some people enjoy it. I mean, you enjoy it sometimes. I enjoy editing sometimes. But when you're spending 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, sitting down and editing this video and looking at the screen, is something that is obviously not totally good for our health. I want to talk about the positive side and the negative side of this AI, because it looks so good, but then there are some good things and there are some bad things that we might need to prepare for, or you should be preparing already for as well. I mean, the first good thing I want to speak about is that this AI now help you to save time, and also in terms of the kind of time you spend on editing your images. Now you don't need to spend a lot of time. Like I said, for me as a person, what I try to do in every of my pictures is I make sure I get things right in post. If you get things right when you're taking a shoot and you know that you like the image that was coming out and everything is okay, your editing time should reduce anyway. But with this AI, there are times that you want to add element into your images like we just did. I mean, that could take you about 2-3 hours. However, doing it with this AI generating those things just make it life much easier and save you that time. So I think that will help improve people's health, and it will allow photographers to spend more time doing other things, spend more time with their family, the time that they could be spending before, that they've been spending before editing for hours and hours. The second thing is that this AI could also help people to be more creative, because with AI, you can, although it's generating those images for you, but you still have to think about, look, what do I want to put there? Because if you do not use it properly, you could just be generating things that are not even going in. You have to look at does, what you're generating has to fit into the image, has to make sense, has to tell a story, and people have to be able to connect the dots. So that is when you know that you're just creating things that are not just, creating anything and adding it there that doesn't have any meaning or doesn't have any link to the image that you're doing. I think those two things are very, very quick. And the last thing is that is save delivery time of images to your client. Before, images that would take weeks, months to be delivered to your client could now take days to be delivered to the client, which will make the client happy and also at the same time make the photographer happy. So it's a win-win situation. Now let's talk about the negative side of things, which I think is the massive one. The first one is obviously loss of job and income. This is the biggest one. You can imagine people in graphic designing. Now, this AI can now generate logos, can generate, company design and things like that. And why do you need a graphic designer? Looking at it at the short run, it might look like a good thing, but on the long run, it's going to affect a lot of people because these are people's livelihood. These are people's income. Even in photography, you look at people like photographers, landscape. Now you can just get a picture of a landscape and just create a sky for yourself and just create things that you want. This would take landscape photographer days to do normally, but right now you can do it within minutes and you can get the way you want it to be done, which is amazing. But at the same time, it's going to affect people's life. These people have children, they have families, and so it also goes a long way with the client. We as an individual, we might want to take advantage of this, but look at it this way. If you want to take advantage of this AI and say, oh, you know what, I don't need photographer for this, I don't need photographer for that. There's something in economics that we call circular flow of income. You see, the income needs to go that way, like it has to go round. If you stop somebody's income, somebody else will stop your income out anyway. So if that cycle continues, then we will all be out of the job, because even the people that are losing their job will be on the queue to learn something else, and probably they might be queuing up for your job as well. So what goes around, it will just keep going around. So we need to make sure that we don't go overboard. So for me, I think that's the biggest problem with this AI. It's going to affect a lot of people's income, and it's going to make people to lose their job, and this will lead to people, mental health issues. Is going to lead to people, getting sick. It's going to just affect people's health generally, and I don't think is a good thing. Now, the second thing is that it could just lead to laziness as well, because photographers are very creative before, especially when they're doing their photo shoot. They are very creative and thinking like, oh, I have to get this right, getting props, getting the right props, thinking ahead of, the color combinations, everything that they're going to use. Right now, they might just think, oh, I don't need to do all that. You know what? I'm going to generate them with AI. And absolutely, this is just going to be people not being creative anymore. And, me using this AI for the past few weeks, and it just gets me, it makes me sad. I'm using it, I was able to create this image, but it doesn't create any kind of joy or satisfaction or fulfillment inside of me. And this is what I enjoy. The reason why I love photography, I'm passionate about photography and videography, is because this is where I feel peace. This is what I enjoy. I'm able to unleash myself, unleash my creativity, do what I want to create something, but putting effort into that thing and saying those things come to life. But now saying that even images can be generated within minutes before you even add element to it. We've talked about element today, but there are AI tools that can generate images for you right now, and those images will look perfect, they will look real. But all these images do not give any form of satisfaction or happy feeling inside. So yes, I use AI, but I've used it to create this image just to show you guys, but it's not something I will use like that on a regular basis. And my final thought as we go is that, look, if we use this as a tool, if we use this AI as a tool, whichever industry you are right now, there's an AI tool that is available for you guys. Use it as a tool, and don't see it as like something that you have to use every time. It's just a tool to assist you to get to your final destination, but it should not be something that you use every step of the way. And the second thing is that we should not misuse it. Don't misuse it, don't overuse it, because misusing it means that you just use it at every given opportunity. I have taken maybe 20 or let's say 40, 50 pictures in the last few weeks. I've only used AI for 2 images, and I still feel like they are too much. I'm still having that feeling like they're too much. But I'm just thinking about generally right now where everybody's just going overboard about AI. Let's also think about the impact in the long run, because we're all over the place right now because of the short benefit that it could give us. But what happens on the long run is what I want you to think about. Now, that's my review for today. If you enjoyed this review, please share it with other people as well. Don't forget to also smash the like button if you enjoyed this review. And also, lastly, subscribe to the channel as well if you love things relating to photography, anything in creatives, and even I do camera reviews, and also talk about how you can turn your passion into profit on this channel. If all those things interest you, please do subscribe to this channel. That will help us as well. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys in my next review, and I say bye-bye.